86.1 Caroline Radio KCGN Bakersfield, your home for all your variety hits. Just like Aaron's opinion. Hold on a second. We'll be right back.
Your number one for variety. We are 87.1 Caroline Radio.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to 87.1 Caroline Radio KCGN Bakersfield, your home for all your variety hits, just like Aaron's opinion. All right. Glad you made it over the break. Here we go. Part 2, I'm talking to Armando. We were just mentioning before break that he wanted to talk about the struggles that he's been going through with blindness. So I think that this topic is a lot more relatable for our listener at home. What struggles do you want to talk about? Go right ahead.
Well, first of all, it's about being able to drive. Right now, in our opinion, we do have self-driving cars, but I know they're not ready yet, so the public is not ready. In my opinion, the public is not ready for self-driving cars on the road because of safety and concerns and stuff.
Well, here is what I think about that. I think that's a fascinating thing to bring up, this notion of, self-driving cars. What I think is that I think that our society has not really developed that technology, Armando. I think that we think that we've developed this technology. However, we, in my opinion, I think that we are far from that. In other words, I think if I were to create an analogy that you at home can understand, maybe it's that with the issue of driving driverless cars, I think if I'm comparing it to the airplane, we're kind of at the Wright Flyer level. We're just kind of getting our feet off the ground, doing some test flights. I don't think we're in a commercial airliner stage of it where blind people can buy a car. You at home, listener, I want feedback about this. I don't know. There's a lot of things that interest me in life. There's a lot of things that I want. But I've just never had the desire to drive a car. I've just had no interest. That whole notion of being, 16 and not getting a driver's license, that has not affected me in the slightest. So I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's interesting, but I want you to be able to have the conversation about it. So do you think it's unfair that maybe blind people cannot drive? Is that it?
It's unfair. I believe it's unfair.
Mm-hmm.
We have to rely on public transit such as Uber and Lyft and
All right.
taxi.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something that's going to be hard for you to hear it because you're in high school, you're getting into college, and when I was your age, I never would have listened to this. So I know this is a hard pill to swallow. However, I need you to try to toughen up a little and accept that life is not fair, and have the humility to accept that things are not going to be fair, and have the courage to stand up and keep walking. And to say that little thing is unfair. It's It's inappropriate in a sense. I accidentally stopped my clock. Sorry, Hollywood. I'll doing the best I can here. It's not fair, but you know what? All we can do, and just right there, I accidentally stopped my timer, and then I had to restart it. It was only about a second or two off. So, life is not fair. We do not do things perfectly all the time. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue that you really have with Uber is that maybe you have faced some issues with discrimination. Could that be?
No. But there are advantages of taking an Uber or Lyft.
Right.
Like you get to talk to drivers, and
right.
So you can meet new people and possibly make new friends with Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I must tell you, with all the struggles and all the trouble that our advocacy organization, the National Federation of the Blind, with all the struggles they've gone through, and all the great work that they've done pressuring Uber and the lawsuit in the state of California. And that's all good and all that, but the vast majority of the drivers were quite fine, actually, and that it's only the behavior of a couple of drivers that creates a problem for everybody else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I will say that I've had overall a good experience, but the problem is when one person misbehaves, that creates a ripple effect. So
yeah.
It's very, very disheartening, and it must be very frustrating for the good drivers who are just doing their best, trying to earn, just trying to earn a buck, just trying to survive. It must be really frustrating for them too. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are good Uber and Lyft drivers out there that can help you. So,
but maybe you would like to be able to have more independence.
More independence, yes.
Right. Well, I struggle with that too, and the only thing to do is to keep doing the best you can do as things go along. The other thing to do is to graduate from university and start working. That will immensely help you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what are some other frustrations that you think? But I don't know. I mean, let me backtrack a little. I mean, if you could buy a driverless car that you would be allowed to operate, what car would you have? What's your dream? I guess your dream vehicle. Mm-hmm.
Probably a Google car. With accessibility built in.
Mm-hmm.
With braille labels and text to speech. It would be my dream car.
I see. So can you tell us a little bit more about how that would work?
First, I would type in the address or the location. It will pull up search results, and I'll click on a search result, and there should be also. After I click on the go button, I'll just put the seatbelt is already on. I'll usually put seatbelt on first.
That's kind of weird. Most people don't do that. That's So do you know why when you get into a car today? Do you know why if your parents are driving and they forget to put it on? Do you know why they designed it to beep like that? That ding, 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 ding to tell you to put your seatbelt on. Do you know why they've done that?
So they can remind them.
It's actually the psychological technique is called classical conditioning, is what that's called. The car manufacturer wants to annoy you with sound, so that the idea is that you would put the seatbelt on before you turn the car on, not after you're going, which is what most people do. So
yeah,
it's quite odd, but that's actually the idea. So it's supposed to be an annoying sound. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, and how would basically, I guess, this Google car would work with Google Maps, right?
Yeah, this will work with Google Maps.
Yeah? Well,
yes.
What would be your dream route to drive?
My dream route to drive is to a park, to a national park.
Oh, all right. So your dream route would maybe be to drive from your location, wherever that is, all the way to maybe Yellowstone National Park. That's a famous park.
I usually would drive to local national parks, like a historic national park.
Excellent. Well, I love talking about parks. I love going to parks. What are some parks in your state that you like to go to? By the way, on Aaron's Opinion, we keep our locations undisclosed. It's a bit of a long story, so don't give out too much, but let our listeners know where you like? What are some parks that you like to go to? Mm-hmm.
I usually go to Ogmulgee National Park in Macon. So
Okay.
it has trails and so you can walk on trails, and it has some monuments as well.
And what are these? I mean, I love talking about this. What are these? What are these monuments?
They're like Indian mounds. These are the Indian mounds.
Oh, the mounds? Are you talking about from the ancient mound people?
The Indians, yes, the Indians.
The Native Americans, yes, exactly.
Yes, the Native Americans.
Right. That's interesting. I think you're talking about the mound people who were known for building large mounds of earth. Yeah, they roamed.
Yes.
They lived in our country about 30 to 50,000 years ago, actually, and they were some of the first people to have ever really traversed or terraformed our American soil. So, land. That's the type of park that I would go to. So, are you saying that am I physically able to like walk on the mounds and see where the mounds are?
You can go inside, like for instance, one mound you can go inside. It's like a little. You have to duck down.
Yeah.
You have to go in. You can go inside of them, and there's a button that you have to push. You can push. It will describe the mound to you. So.
Oh, and this is all outside, right?
The mounds are outside, but there's an inside part of the mound.
Well, that's really cool, man. Yeah. After the show, I'm gonna need some more information about that because I love going to parks and I don't know, just something to do. You know, when we get when everything gets back to normal, I might be asking my parents to go on some trips around our country, maybe. So it might be good to know some national parks where maybe. I don't know, my father and I, it sounds like something my father would do. He would take me to a place like that and see these types of artifacts and things. That's really excellent. Mm-hmm.
And they have a museum as well. So you can go inside the museum. There's a gift shop, and there is also a little theater, so you can watch like a little movie about the Native Americans.
Right. And do they know what groups of people lived there? Do they know like what their languages are and things like that?
I don't remember. Sorry, I don't remember that.
Interesting.
Well, but the good news is that they have. I think they have some Braille there, because when I went to the park. The national park, they have some Braille with pamphlets.
Yeah.
Called Braille pamphlets. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good. So, besides parks, what else do you like to do?
I like to film elevators. I know it's a strange hobby, but I like to film elevators.
Okay, well, that can get very dark very quickly. Have you... now, do not do this. Oh, God. Okay, have you played...
No.
Have you played the elevator game?
Oh, no. I'll never play the elevator game.
Okay, don't. Okay, good. So, you like to film elevators. What do you like to film?
I like to film the sound the elevator makes. I usually film my face on the elevators when I ride up and down the elevators, so I can remember that. The reason I like filming elevators so I can remember that place that I go to, so I can remember the hotel I filmed, the hotel I stayed at, the building I go to. The last time I filmed elevators was like last year, so it was the the last, it was a hotel in Orlando.